Hello and welcome back to my 12th part in my Heaven's Feel playthrough. In the last episode, Shinji did some stupid stuff and kidnapped Sakura and forced Shiro to come alone. But luckily Shiro was still in alliance with Rin and had some backup after some time. And it was revealed that Sakura is the real master that has summoned Ryder, and not Shinji, because he has no magic circuit and no skill as a mage. But Sakura is, apparently has some worms crawling around in her, and they're doing some pretty bad stuff right now. Basically, the gist of the story is they went to school to rescue Sakura. Sakura took back the control of Ryder, and Shinji did some weird stuff, and now Sakura's worms, crest worms, I think they're called, are out of control, and she's draining mana like crazy and needs to substitute it somehow. And they got the situation somehow under control and are now at the church, I think, if we load up here. Yeah, they are. So, without any further ado, let's get into the episode and see what happens next and what happens to Sakura. So, how are you feeling? Have you calmed down? Sitting in one of the church pews, I nod wordlessly.
So, なら治療の必要はないわね。あとは体力と一緒に回復するだろうから、おとなしくしていなさい。
Okay, and you don't need healing. You'll recover along with your physical stamina. So try to rest for now. Tosaka takes a seat a slight distance from me. But our emotional distance is many times wider. We're just waiting in the chapel for Kotomina, not making small talk. When I try to clench my left hand, it twitches numbly. The pain feels like a nail was driven through my palm. My left hand hurt more from gripping the knife than the dull pain of Ryder's beating of Sakura or Sakura stabbing me through the left arm. Dark clouds obscure the night sky. They seem like rain clouds announcing an imminent shower. The spear-like thing that attacked Tosaka was apparently Sakura's magecraft. Matos passed down absorption magecraft through their family. Sakura unconsciously unleashed her magecraft because she was suffering from magical energy deficiency. She targeted Tosaka because she had the most magical energy there. When I pushed Tosaka out of the way and that thing touched me, it caught my left arm and drained me dry of my power. Magical energy is life energy. It stands to reason that one would collapse if it was taken away. Already exhausted from fighting Ryder, I fainted right away, and then Tosaka brought us to the church. She says that Sakura lost consciousness at the same time I did. She attacked herself. Tosaka murmurs, explaining that Sakura is being treated in the back of a church. Sakura seems to be in a serious condition. She collapsed after being exposed to the liquid that splashed from her on her from her earrings. Kotomina is clearing off it while we wait. It's cleansing her of it, sorry. Tosaka doesn't speak. Archer isn't present and Ryder is gone too. It's just Tosaka and I in the church, waiting for Kotomina. Tosaka. From my seat, I call out to her.
何？
What? I want to ask you something.
でしょうね。いいわ、話してあげる。隠していても仕方がないし、もうその意味もなくなったし。
I'm sure you do. Fine. I'll talk. There's no point in hiding anything now, nor do I have a choice.
聞きたいのはさくらのこと？
You want to know about Sakura, right? I nod. Tosaka sighs quietly and then begins explaining in her usual tone.
発端はずいぶん前よ。魔頭の血が薄れ出して、生まれてくる子供に魔力、魔術回路が少なくなっていたの。
It started a long time ago. The Mato bloodline thinned out, meaning that the magical energy and the magic circuits they were born with kept decreasing.
もともと魔頭はよその魔術師だから、日本の土が合わなかったんでしょう。
They originally aren't from here, so the land of Japan probably wasn't suited to them.
この町に根を下ろしてから魔頭の衰退が始まって、今代の後継者である神事になって、ついに魔術回路そのものが消え失せた。
Their decline began with when they put down roots in this town, accumulating in Shinji, their last descendant, who was born without any magic circuits at all.
魔頭の歴史はそれで終わったのよ。
It was the end of the Mato history.
魔頭が追い求めたものを継承するだけなら、弟子でも何でも取ればよかった。けど、魔頭は名門だし、外部からの受け入れを拒否し続けた。
If their goal had been to keep up their traditions, then they would have options, like adopting an apprentice. But the Matos are an elite family who never accept outsiders.
結果、生まれてくる跡継ぎの魔力は落ちていって、最後には完全に魔力が尽きてしまった。
As a result, their magic power declined with each generation until they finally lost it completely.
そうなってから弟子を取ろうとしたけど、落ちぶれた名門に来る魔術師はいなかったわ。何百年も続いたっていう魔頭。マキリの歴史はそこで終わるはずだった。
They tried taking in disciples after that. No mage wanted anything to do with a fallen house. That's how the centuries-long history of the Matos, the Macaries, came to an end.
けど、それで諦められるような人たちじゃなかったのね。神事のお父さんは外から養子を取って、その子に魔頭の魔術を伝えたのよ。
But that didn't mean they gave up. Shinji's father adopted the child from another family and trained her in the family magecraft.
で、
So,
エミヤ君のところは特殊だから知らないだろうけど、魔術師の家系は一子相伝なの。後継ぎにするって決めた子供以外には決して魔術は教えない。これはゾウケンも言ってたでしょ？
you probably don't know this given your background, but only one child per generation is taught magecraft. Zoken taught you that, right?
もし兄弟だったら、どちらかを後継者にして、どちらかは普通に育てるか養子に出すって。
If there are siblings, then one becomes the successor, while the other is raised to live a normal life. They don't need two heirs. So if there was a brother and a sister, no, two sisters, then what would happen to the child who wasn't chosen? I'm sure the families raised the sibling while hiding magecraft from him. But that's difficult and inefficient. A lineage that has cultivated its blood and magic circuit for generations might produce children with excellent genes. Even if they aren't chosen as their heir, it would be wrong to let those talents go to waste. Then they would... Tosaka.
そう。私、一つ下の妹がいたの。
Yeah. I had a sister 1 year younger than me.
衰退した魔頭には養子を取るあてなんかないでしょ？
The fallen martyrs didn't have any mages to adopt, remember?
そうなった魔頭が 古くから盟約を結んでいた遠坂を頼りにするのは道理よね。
It makes sense that we'd ask the Tosakas, their ancient allies, for help.
父さんがどっちを後継者にするつもりだったかはわからない。ただ私は遠坂に残って、あの子はマトウにもらわれていった。
I don't know which of us my father wanted to choose as their heir. I just know I remained as a Tosaka, and he gave away my sister to the Matos.
それが11年前の話。
That was 11 years ago.
それ以来、あの子とはまともに会えなかった。マトウとの取り決めでね。もうあの子はマトウの後継者だから、むやみに会うなって言われてたの。
I haven't really gotten to know her well since then. It was part of a deal. I was not told to interact with her carelessly, since she would be the Mato heir. I see. So that's you and Sakura.
実の姉妹よ。まあ、一度もそんな風に呼び合ったことはないけどね。
We're blood sisters, though we have never addressed each other as such. I can't know the depths of her feelings behind those plain words. But it all makes sense now. How she's always asking after Sakura. Why she didn't let Archer use his noble phantasm. I'm glad to hear that, Tosaka. You were on Sakura's side all along. The revelation is like a beacon in the darkness. I don't know what's going to happen to Sakura, what we should do with her. But in this dark labyrinth of indecisions, knowing that Tosaka cares about Sakura is a ray of hope.
いいえ、私、あの子の味方でも何でもないわ。
No, I'm not on her side at all. But then, Tosaka says something, in a hard tone, as if reading my mind. You're not?
ええ、このまま桜が治らないのなら、敵として処理するだけよ。無差別に人を襲う魔術師なんて放っておけるわけがないでしょう。綺麗が桜を治療できなかったら、その時は私が処理する。
No, if Sakura doesn't get better, then I'll treat her like any other enemy. I can't overlook a mage that indiscriminately attacks civilians. If Kira can't heal her, then I'll dispose of her. What the hell are you saying? She's your little sister, isn't she? How can you even talk about killing her?
桜はマトウの娘よ。11年前からとっくに私の妹じゃない。
Sakura is Umato's daughter. She hasn't been my sister for the last 11 years. Tosaka, you...
仮にあなたの言う通り肉親として関係があるとしても結果は変わらない。それこそあなたが口出しできる話じゃないわ。
Even if you're related by blood, it doesn't change the facts. It isn't any of your business. And that makes you no different than Shinji. Can't bring myself to make an awful comparison, to make the awful comparison out loud.
何をしている？手術は済んだが、患者は未だ危険な状態だ。騒ぐのなら外でするがいい。
What are you doing? The surgery is finished, but the patient is still in danger. If you're going to make a commotion, go do it outside. Kiriko Tomine emerges from the church's inner rooms.
綺麗、桜が。
Huh. Both. Kira, is Sakura okay? So she still cares, right?
まったく。いがみ合っているのか息が合っているのか。お前たちはわからんな。
Honestly, I can't tell if you're at odds or two peas in a pot. I don't understand you two.
そんなのあんたの勘違いよ。
You're just getting the wrong idea.
そうか。では座れ。的尾さくらの容態を説明する。
I see. And sit. I'll explain Sakura Mato's condition. We sit separately, our attention mutually trained on the priest's next words.
簡単に説明すれば、的尾さくらの体内には虫が混入している。この虫は刻印虫と呼ばれるものだ。人為的に作られた蚕糸のようなものだが、聞き覚えはあるか？
To put it briefly, there are foreign bodies, insects, throughout Sakura's Mato's body. They are called crestworms. One might compare them to the artificial versions of the three corpses from Taoist Fury. What's Taoist Fury? Does that ring a bell? I shake my head. He explains that the three corpses are demonic parasites that live in a human's body, reporting their evil deeds to hell. That does sound familiar, but I've never heard of crestworms before.
知らないか。まあ、本来は害のないただの寄生虫だ。
You don't know? Well, they are normally harmless parasites.
宿主から魔力を食い、活動を続けるだけの使い魔でな。宿主の存命を発信するだけの使い魔としては最低位のものだ。
They're familiars that feed on their host's magical energy and carry out their functions. They are the lowest order of the familiars, which serve only to transmit their host's vital status.
魔術で作った監視装置みたいなものね。
So they're like monitoring devices made from magecraft.
造形はそれで桜を監視してるってこと？
Is Zoken using them to monitor Sakura?
おや、刻印虫の主が的尾造剣だといつ決まったのかな？
Oh, whoever said that the crestworms serve Zoken Mato?
悪いけど、今はあんたの長話に付き合ってる気分じゃないの。あのジジイ以外、誰が桜にそんなもの植え付けるっていうのよ。
I'm really not in the mood for your games right now. Who else other than the old Giza would plant those things inside her?
なるほど。それは確かに。的尾真司では刻印虫は扱えん。となれば、使い手はあの吸血虫以外いないな。
You have a point. Shinji Mato cannot handle the crestworms. That leaves only that blood-sucking worm to control them.
でしょ？いいから結論を言って。桜は助かるのか、助からないのか。
Right? So get to the point. Can you save Sakura or not?
気が早いな、リン。お前は彼女の容体を把握しているようだが、そこの少年は別だ。彼のためにも説明はしておくべきだろう。
You're so impatient, Rin. I'm sure you have some idea of her condition. But the young man does not. Shouldn't I explain it for his benefit? Tosaka looks away uncomfortably. It tells me she doesn't want me to know what's wrong with Sakura.
さて、どうするエミヤシロ。リンは結論だけを聞きたいと言っているが。
What about you, Shiro Emiya? Do you want to skip the conclusion, like Rin? No. Explain it for me, from start to finish, Kotemine. I feel bad for Tosaka, but I won't budge on this point. If Sakura's life is at stake, then I need to know everything.
では続きだ。
I'll continue then.
先ほど説明した刻印虫だがな。これが的尾さくらの神経を蝕んでいるのだ。
The crestworms I mentioned are eating away at Sakura Mato's nerves.
11年間、的尾さくらの体内で育てられた結果だろう。 刻印中は魔術回路に似た神経となり、本来の神経と絡み合いながら全身に行き渡っている。
It is because they have grown bigger inside her body for the last 11 years. The crestworms now resemble magic circuits fusing throughout her body with her original nerves.
この刻印中から魔術刻印と化したものは通常停止しており、的尾さくらには何の影響も及ぼさない。
The worms have become a magic crest that is normally dormant, having no impact on her daily life.
だが、ひとたび作動すれば、的尾さくらの神経を侵し、その魔力を糧に動き続ける。
But once active, they consume her nerves and keep feeding on her magical energy to operate.
先ほどの状態はそれだ。体内に刻印中が徘徊し、生命力たる魔力を奪っていった。
It was the cause of her earlier condition. The crystworms were roaming throughout her body, stealing her magical energy, basically her very life force.
あの状態が半日も続けば、的尾さくらは死んでいただろう。
If that continued, she would have died in half a day.
動力である魔力を吸い尽くした刻印中は、さらなる栄養として的尾さくら自身を狙う。魔力を空にされた的尾さくらは、次にその体を虫に奪われるということだ。
Once the crestworms run out of magical energy to feed on, they will turn to Sakura Mato herself for sustenance. Deprived of magical energy, her physical body would be taken over by the worms.
その痛みがどれほどであるかは、魔術刻印を持つお前ならばわかるだろう。
You have a magic crest yourself, so you must know how severe the pain is.
人体は爪の先ほどの異物が混入しただけで不快感を訴え、時に生命活動そのものに支障をきたす。神経の至るところに違う神経が混ざり、それが動き出す不快感など、吐き気だけで死に至るほどだろうな。
Introducing even the slightest foreign element into a human body is enough to cause discomfort, and at times interfere with vital functions. Now imagine the agony of having some alien creatures intertwine its nerves with your own. The distress you would feel every time they moved would be enough to kill you.
その点で言えば、先ほどまで的尾さくらの意識があったのは驚きだ。
On that note, I was surprised that Sakuramoto managed to keep her consciousness intact.
的尾さくらは意志が強いのか、それとも刻印中の発動に慣れているのか、そのあたりは本人に聞かねばわかるまい。
Perhaps it is because she is strong-willed, or perhaps she has built some tolerance to having the crestworms gnaw at her. You would have to ask her yourself. I hear a noise. Turns out I've been grinding my teeth. He thinks I can understand her pain if I have a magic crest? How am I supposed to know that? I break out into a full body sweat every time I insert a single magic circuit. Sakura's ordeal is many times worse. Someone like me could never imagine the depths of her pain.
待って、作動すればって言ったわね。じゃあ、刻印中は普段活動していないの？
Wait, you said it's only if they're activated. So the crestworms aren't usually active?
かけられた薬物は刻印中を目覚めさせるだけのものだ。
Yes, the drug she was exposed to was designed to awaken the worms.
刻印中は監視役に過ぎない。
They're only meant for surveillance.
あれは宿主である的尾さくらがある条件を破った時のみ制裁として活動を開始する。
They would only begin feeding as punishment once the host violates some predetermined rule. I don't think I can listen to the priest talk any longer. I know it isn't his fault, but hearing him describe this makes me wanna punch him. I struggle to suppress the impulse and ask, like, what? I press him to go to the point.
的尾さくらが倒れ リンはそれを救おうとした。だがライダーはそれを阻んだのだろう。
Sakura Mato collapsed and Rin tried to save her, but Ryder prevented her from doing so, correct?
ならば条件は明白だ。マスターとしての戦いを放棄すること。それが刻印中の制約だろう。
That makes the rule clear. She had to continue to fight as a master. That condition kept the Crestworm in check.
今までは的を信じにライダーを預けることで戦いに賛同していたが、それを拒否した今、刻印中は的さくらを攻め続ける。今は落ち着いているが、時間が経てば経つだけ、刻印中はあの娘を責めるだろう。
Previously, she had consented to letting Shinji Mato command Ryder. But now that she refuses, the Crestworms are attacking her. They've calmed down for now, but the more time passes, the more they will harm her.
何をしている？
As if they're demanding, what are you doing?
マスターならば早く殺し合え。
If you're a master, hurry up and kill them.
できぬのならばお前を食い殺す。とな。
If you can't, then we'll devour you. So she was bound by that rule?
そのようだな。他にそれらしい条件はない。
It appears to be the only likely possibility. Then she can just stop being a master. If she uses up her command spells and nullifies her pact with her servant, she won't be a master anymore, so
それは進められん。
that is inadvisable.
言っただろ。刻印中が発動する条件はマスターの責務を放棄することだと。
I told you that the condition which activates the Crestworms is if she abandons her duties as a master.
自らの手でライダーとの契約を立てば、刻印中は今度こそ的さくらを食い尽くすぞ。
If she were to sever her contract with Ryder, then the Crestworms would most certainly consume her.
そう。戦って生き残るか、戦わずに刻印中に殺されるか。今の桜にある選択肢はそれだけってことね。
Yeah. Right now, Sakura's only options are to fight and survive, or not to fight and let the Crestworms kill her.
そうなるな。聖杯戦争が続く限り、刻印中は宿主を攻め続ける。
It appears so. As long as the Holy Grey War continues, the Crestworms will continue to attack their host.
この状態が続けば、肉体はもちろんのこと、的桜の精神が持つまい。何しろ、全身に魔術刻印があるのだ。
If that continues, Sakura Mato's mind won't remain intact. Never mind her body. She has magic crests distributed throughout her body after all.
それが正気の沙汰ではないと。お前ならばわかるだろう、リン。
I'm sure you know how absurd that is, Seren.
そうね。もう馴染んだはずなのに、定期的に腕ごとどうにかしたくなるし。
Yeah. I should be used to it by now. But sometimes I want to cut off my whole dang arm.
左腕だけの私がこれなんだから、全身に刻印なんかあったら人間としての機能が侵食される。
It's bad enough to having it only in my left arm. If I had my crest throughout my whole body, then my bodily functions would erode.
そんなの魔術師じゃなくて魔術回路の塊よ。人間の精神なんて魔力の波で書き換えられる。
It would make someone more likely like a clump of magic circuits than a mage. The waves of magic energy would rewrite your brain. But when Sakura is...
今の状態が続けば危ういな。
If her current condition continues, it will endanger her life.
あと何日持つかはわからんが、日が経つにつれ刻印中の侵食は進む。 それが全身に行き渡る前に排除できなければ死ぬだけだが、その前に体の方が持つまい。
I don't know how long she'll last, but the crestworms encroach more with each passing day. She'll die if they can't be removed before they spread throughout her entire body. Oh, they may cause permanent damage before then.
私が行ったことは戦場だけだ。
All I have done is cleanse her.
失われた魔力と精神を呼び戻す手術はこれからだが、それも成功する見込みは低い。
The next procedure will aim to restore her lost magical energy and mind, but the chances of success are low.
話はそれだけだ。
That is all I have to say.
結論を言えば、このままでは麻藤さくらは助からない。それで納得はいったか、エミヤシロ。
My conclusion is that at this rate, Sakura Mato cannot be saved. Can you accept that, Shiro Emiya? The hell I can. We can save Sakura? That's crazy. She was doing just fine until just yesterday, so why is it happening now? You said we need to eliminate the worms. You can't extract them? If you know there's something foreign inside her, shouldn't you take it out?
摘出は難しいな。すでに刻印虫は魔術回路となり、麻藤さくらの一部となっている。刻印を植え付けた術者本人でさえ、ああなっては解除などできまい。
Extraction would be difficult. The crest worms have already become magic circuits, which are part of her body. I'm trained in crest transplantation, but I cannot dispel her of those things.
そうだな。それでも摘出したいというのなら、それはもう奇跡とやらに頼るしかない。
Ah yes, if you still want to extract them, then you will need to rely on a miracle. The Holy Grail. So it all comes back to that. Sakura has no choice but to fight as a master. And only the power of a Holy Grail can save her?
大体事情は分かったわ、キレ。とりあえず礼を言っとく。
We've got the gist of things. Kire, thanks. Tosaka gives the priest a functionary bow and gratitude. Of gratitude.
けどいきなりすぎない？刻印虫を植え付けられたのは昨日今日じゃないはずよ。なのに突然今日に限って限界が来たっていうの？
But isn't that happening way too fast? Isn't it like the worms? It isn't like the worms got implanted today or yesterday. Why is she suddenly at her breaking point?
何を今さら。
Must you ask?
麻藤さくらの体に刻印虫が与えられたのは何年も前だ。目も髪も遠坂のものでなくなるほど初期に手を加えられたのだぞ。延長は昨日今日始まったものではない。
The crestworms were given to her years ago. She even lost her Tosaka eye and hair colors. So, the modifications must have begun at an early age. The changes did not start recently.
まあ、それも今回のように破滅を呼ぶものではなかったようだが。
Oh, they must have been not have been so as destructive as what we are seeing now.
麻藤造剣は今回の戦いで麻藤さくらを使う気はなかったらしい。何しろ戦闘用に調整されていない。麻藤さくらをあのように扱ったのは何か予期せぬ条件が揃ったからと見るべきだろうな。
It appears that Zoken did not intend to use Sakura in this war. They aren't configured for combat to begin with. I can only presume that some unforeseen condition must have aligned for him to treat her this way.
予期せぬ条件ね。それがなんだかわからないけど、昨日今日で突然さくらは造剣のお眼鏡にかなったってこと？
Unforeseen conditions, huh? I don't know what those are, but are you saying that Zoken didn't favor Sakura until the last few days?
だろうな。麻藤造剣ではなく、麻藤さくら自身に造剣が予期しなかった変化が起こったと見るべきだ。
Most likely. I believe that Zoken noticed some unexpected changes in Sakura.
だがそれは一要因に過ぎん。急激な変化の理由は他にもある。
But it is only one reason. There must be other causes for her sudden changes.
あの娘はサーバントを行使することで魔力を常に消費するようになった。そのため刻印中にまで餌が回らなくなったとしたら、飢えた虫どもはどうするのかな。
When she began using a servant, it would have constantly consumed her magical energy. If she became unable to feed her crestworms as well, what do you think the staffed worms would do?
そうか。マスターとして戦いなんて条件がなくても、足りない魔力の分、さくらの体を削っていくんだ。
I see. So her body deteriorating because she lacks magical energy, regardless of her condition, not to fight as a master.
けど、ならライダーさえ使わなければ魔力は失われないんだから少しは。
So, if she at least stopped using Rider and reduced that energy cost.
ああ、しばらくは今まで通りの生活ができるだろう。
Yes, she may be able to continue her daily life.
もっとも、あの老人がこのまま的尾さくらを放置するとは思えんが。
Of course, I doubt the old man would allow it.
でしょうね。そうでもなければさくらに刻印虫なんて植え付けないし。
Yeah, you wouldn't have implanted crestworms in her otherwise.
戦わなければ体を乗っ取られて。
They'll take over her body if she doesn't fight.
戦えば魔力を消費して、やっぱりあの子の体は削られていく。
But if she does fight, she'll use magical energy, and her body will erode away.
いいえ、それだけじゃない。刻印虫を与えた塔の造剣は、その気になればいつでも桜を自由に使える。
And that's not all. Zoken can use Sakura any way he wishes, if he so chooses. Use Sakura?
ええ。結局、桜の命は造剣に握られている。だから、桜を助けたいのなら、造剣を倒すしかない。
Yeah, her life is in his hands. So, the only way to save Sakura is to defeat Zoken.
けどエミヤ君、
But Emiya,
造剣を倒すのなら、先に桜を倒すしかないわ。あの子は造剣の操り人形当然。造剣を追い詰めれば、あいつは必ず桜を盾にする。
if you want to defeat Zoken, you have to fight Sakura too. She's like his puppet. You can't count on Zoken using her as a shield if he's cornered.
そういうことだ。造剣にとって的尾さくらは都合のいい駒だからな。的尾真司をけしかけたように的尾さくらを操るだろう。
Correct. Sakura is a convenient pawn to Zoken. He will manipulate her, just as he did Shinji Mato.
実際マスターとしての能力は彼女の方が上だ。あれは虫どもにせかされ、的尾真司以上に造剣好みのマスターとして暴走しよう。
In fact, her powers as a master exceed his. She can be driven by the worms to go on a rampage just as Zoken desires.
だが私も老人の思惑通りに行くのは歯がゆい。
However, the thought of playing into his hands doesn't sit well with me either.
的尾さくらの手術は引き続き行う。今はかけられた薬物を洗浄して麻酔をかけた状態だ。本格的な体の回復と刻印虫の摘出はこれから行う。
I will continue to perform surgeries on Sakura Mato. Right now, I've purged her of a drug and given her anesthesia. Next, I will focus on extracting the worms and helping her body recover.
キレ、あんた。
Wait, Kira, you...
絶望的だが努力はする。このまま的尾さくらを死なせることはできない。神父が奇跡にのみ頼るというのもイメージが悪かろう。
There are desperate measures, but I will do what I can. Cannot let Sakura Mato die this way. It would sully my image as a priest seeking a divine miracle. I'm right there with Tosaka. I haven't known Kotomina as long. I didn't expect this from him at all. It's not just a hunch. I can't tell that Kotomina sincerely and seriously intends to save Sakura. It might be a matter of course for a priest, but I still feel like I'm witnessing something inconceivable.
どういう風の吹き回し？あんたが他人にそこまで肩入れするなんて初めて見たわ。
Did Hell just freeze over? I've never seen you go to such lengths for someone else.
気まぐれではない。死なすには惜しいだけだ。
It's not mere whim. It would frustrate me to see her die.
もっとも、お前たちにとってはここで一人減った方がいいのだろうがな。
Of course, perhaps you would prefer it if there was one less person to deal with. The priest answers dispassionately. Tosaka glares at him for a moment.
任せたわ。手術が済んだ頃に来るから。
I leave that to you. I'll be back once the surgery is done. She remarks and leaves the church. The church returns to silence now that Tosaka's gone. The priest silently watches her go, while I stay seated, with nothing else to do.
何をしている？お前がここに残ったところで役には立たん。邪魔をされても困る。手術が終わるまで時間を潰してこい。
What are you doing? You won't be useful here. I don't want you in the way. So go kill some time until the surgery is finished. I won't get in your way. I trust you with the surgery. You healed that woman before.
あの時とは手術の規模が段違いなのだがな。
The scale of the work to be done can hardly be compared to before.
麻藤さくらは自らを撃つことで暴走を止めた。おそらくお前を傷つけたことで自家中毒を起こしたのだろう。簡単に言ってしまえば、あれは自らの心を殺すことで造剣に操られる自身を止めたのだ。
Sakura Mato stopped her rampage by attacking herself. She likely poisoned herself after she attacked you. To put it simply, she attacked her own mind to stop Zoken from controlling her.
これから行う手術は、停止した心臓をもう一度動かすことに等しい。もっとも、刻印中のおかげで肉体は未だ生きている。精神の呼び戻しだけならば、とりあえずは成功するだろう。
This surgery is akin to restarting a stopped heart. However, the stored crestworms are keeping the body alive. If I can revive her mind, I will consider it a success.
だが、そこにお前がいては迷惑だ。麻藤さくらの苦悶を聞きつけて、押し入られては潜んでるし。第一、そのような苦悩を背負う義務もあるまい。お前と麻藤さくらは他人なのだから。
But if you are there, it will hinder my work. It would be a problem if you blundered into my room upon hearing her suffer. And first of all, you have no obligation to bear that burden. Sakura Mato is a stranger to you. Stranger?
麻藤さくらに同情するなと言っているのだ。
You should not sympathize with her.
お前にできることなどない。凛がそうしたように、お前も早々に立ち去るがいい。
There's nothing you can do. Just as Rin did, it's best if you leave quickly. Why, if I can't do anything to help, at least I can pray that she'll be alright.
それは罪だ。お前に麻藤さくらの痛みを共有する資格はない。
It would be a sin. You do not have a right to share in her pain.
わからないのか？私はお前がここにいては手術が失敗すると言っているのだ。 今の的尾さくらにとってエミやシロは外敵でしかない。
You still don't understand? I'm saying that if you stay here, it will cause the surgery to fail. To Sakura Mato right now, Shiro Emiya is nothing but an enemy. I can't even ask why. The priest's heavy words point out a sin that I didn't even realize.
的尾さくらはお前に対して罪の意識を持っている。お前がそばにいては目覚めを拒否しかねない。
Sakura Mato feels guilty towards you. She will refuse to wake up if you are by her side. She feels guilty?
そうだ。罪の意識というよりは懺悔だがな。
Yes, although it's more like a repentance than guilt.
あれは的尾の後継者として実験台にされ続けてきた。
As the Mato heir, she has been subject to years of experimentation.
的尾造剣がどのような教育を施したかは想像に難くない。的尾さくらはお前が望むような清らかな乙女ではなく、虫に汚された尼ということだ。
It isn't difficult to imagine what sort of education Zoken had in store for her. Sakura Mato is not the how do you pronounce it? I don't know. Chested maid you wish her to be, but a foul witch sullied by his worms. It doesn't surprise me. I know the feeling now. The moment I found out that Sakura is a master, when the command spells appeared on her hand, I silently accepted reality.
あの娘はお前にそれを知られまいとしながら常に救いを求めていたはずだ。
Where she tried to keep the truth from you. She always sought salvation.
魔術継承の名を借りた責め苦がどれほど続いたのかは知らん。
I don't know how long she had to endure such torture in the name of magical inheritance.
だが身近にいながらそれに気がつかなかった者に何ができる。
But what could people do close to her, knowing nothing of her plight?
ここで祈る資格がないとはそういうことだ。それでも的尾さくらを思うのなら席を外せ。今のお前にできることはそれだけだ。
That is why you are not even qualified to pray for her. If you still care about Sakura Mato, then leave. That is all you can do right now. I stand up. It is not because I lost an argument with this guy. I'm just acknowledging that what he says is true. If I really care about Sakura, then I shouldn't be here. This thoughtless brain of mine shouldn't try to care for Sakura. I turn my back on the priest and start walking out of the church.
まあ、それと言うまでもないと思うのだが。
Good. One more thing. Well, it may not need saying. I don't bother turning around. I stop in front of the exit.
先ほどの話だ。的尾真司がライダーを行使していた時、犠牲になった女がいたな。お前の起点で助かったが、本来ならばあのまま死んでいた女だ。
You mentioned the female victim from before, when Shinji Mato still commanded Rider. She was basically a dead woman, but your quick thinking saved her. My temper rises. Why do I immediately realize the reason he's telling me this?
そうだ。あのトガがどこにあるのか、もはや言うまでもない。サーバントが人を襲った場合、その責任はマスターにある。
That's right. I don't need to spell out whose wrongdoing it was. When a servant attacks a human, the responsibility lies with its... You're saying that it was Sakura's fault?
まさか。私が言っているのは責任の所在だ。善悪を語っているのではない。事実女はお前のおかげで助かっている。
Not at all. I'm merely assigning responsibility, not discussing morality. You saved a woman, and that is a fact. But if I had made the wrong choice back there, Ryder would have killed that woman. And that would be...
そう。今後の話だ、エミヤシロ。
Let us discuss this another time, Shiro
こ
Emiya.
のまま的さくらが回復したところで、結果は同じだぞ。
Even if Sakura Mato recovers, the outcome will not change.
正気を取り戻したとしても、いずれ同じことが起きる。
Even if she regains her sanity, the same thing will happen again.
その時お前はどちらを守るのだ。
And it does. Who will you protect? I don't know when Sakura will do that again. I don't have an answer for him. I walk quietly to the exit, like I'm running away from his words. Quickly to the exit.
エミヤシロ、お前がマスターになった理由を覚えているか？
Shiro Emiya, do you remember why you became a master? I gnash my teeth as I walk. His words are an ultimatum.
お前は正義の味方になると言った。
You said that you would do the right thing.
ならば決断を下しておけ。
Then you must make a decision.
自身の理想、その信念を守るため、エミやキリツグのように自分を殺すかどうかをな。
You will kill yourself to stay true to your ideals and convictions, just as Kiritsugu Emiya did. I shut the door. The door to God's house is as heavy as the cross he bore. It smells like rain. The courtyard is empty, devoid of churchgoers. Instead, I come across a man waiting for me, without his mistress. Strangely, I don't even wonder what he's doing here, or why he's waiting for me. The Red Knight watches me quietly for a moment, then he closes his eyes, as if coming to a decision.
分かっているな、エミヤシロ。
I'm sure you understand, Shiro Emiya.
お前が戦う者、お前が殺すべき者が誰であるかということを。
What you are fighting, whom you must kill. Give me a clear answer that I ever could. The words are enough to freeze my heart cold. I know. I said that I'd fight to put a stop to the war and keep innocent people from being caught up in the Master's conflict. I asked Saber for help to carry out that decision. I won't hide from that. And now, Sakura is the Master I need to stop before anyone else. I acknowledge it, but I can't say it out loud. The Red Knight says nothing. Both stand there, under the overcast sky, watching one another.
では好きにしろ。私の目的は変わった。あれが出てきた以上、もはや支援で動く時ではない。
Then do what you want. My objective has changed. Now that it has appeared, the time for personal vendettas is past. Huh?
これは忠告だ。
This is a warning.
お前が今までの信念を守るのなら、それでいい。
If you intend to stay true to your principles, then go ahead.
だが、もし違う道を選ぶというのなら、エミやシロに未来などない。
But if you choose a different path, then Shiro Emiya has no future. You mean I'm going to die?
自らを閉ざすことを死というのならばな。
If you consider death the same as denying who you are.
そうだろう。お前は今まで人々を生かすためにあり続けてきた。その誓いを曲げ、一人を生かすために人々を切り捨てるなど、どうしてできる？
Until now, you have lived your life for the sake of everyone. Isn't that right? How can you twist your oath into abandoning everyone else so that one person may live? His assertion doesn't carry a note of irony. It sense some kind of determination and emptiness in Archer's words.
エミやシローがどの道を選ぶかなど知らん。
I don't know or care which path Shiro Emiya will choose.
だが、お前が今までの自分を否定し、たった一人を生かそうというのなら、その
But,
ツケは必ず
but,
お前自身を裁くだろう。
but, if you are going to deny everything you are and try to protect a single person, you will be judged for that sin. His footsteps fade into the distance. I stare down the hill, plagued by doubts. Before I know it, I'm sitting on a park bench. I don't feel like going home, but I can't wait at the church either. This park is far from both my house and the church. It's been a few hours since I've learned that Sakura is a master. It's a perfect waiting spot to symbolize how I'm sitting on a fence, unable to make up my mind about anything. An answer. I need to come up with an answer, but my thoughts are scattered, and I can't figure out what I'm supposed to think about.
あれはマトウの後継者として実験台にされ続けてきた。
As a Mato heir, she has been experimented on for years.
マトウ造剣がどのような教育を施したかは想像に難くない。マトウサクラはお前が望むような清らかな乙女ではなく、虫に汚されたアマということだ。
It isn't difficult to imagine what sort of education Zoken had in store for her. Sakura Mato is not the chesting maid you wish her to be, or a witch sullied by his worms. Shut up. I don't need him to repeat that to me. Even an upstart mage like me knows that. What it means, and everything she had to go through. Why didn't...
あの娘はお前に知られまいとしながら常に救いを求めていたはずだ。それに気づかなかった男に彼女を思う資格はない。
But she tried to keep the truth from you. She always sought salvation. If you could not even realize that, you have no right to have feelings for her. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I know. I don't need you to tell me that. I didn't... I notice at all. My morals are broken. I've been clenching my jaw so much today. It would be a wonder if my teeth didn't break. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I crush exposed nerves. The pain steps into my head. I can't even tear apart the hatred in my mind. Fire blazes in my brain. And I think back on all our time together. Now that I know the truth, it drives me crazy. Sakura was laughing. She always smiling peacefully. And I just basked in it, oblivious to all of her suffering. It doesn't matter now whether her smile was genuine or forced. Now when I realize how much pain she was hiding behind her smile, it makes me want to kill someone. Zoken Mato. I can't forgive him. I don't need him to atone. I just want to erase him right now from Sakura's life. It's all his fault. If not for Zoken, Sakura would have grown up like any other girl. She never would have had those bizarre crest rams implanted in her. If not for Zoken, she never would have become a master. Shinji would have never fallen so far, and we would have lived a normal life. That's why. If I can't just get rid of him, When all of us will punch the bench, tearing open the wound on my left hand and splattering the white bench with red blood. The color contrast brings me to my sense. So weak saying that. What can I even do about it? I run out of pity of my own stupidity. For my own stupidity. It doesn't matter. Having people won't fix anything. But does it make me feel any better? I won't deny what Zouken has done to Sakura. What he's here to do now. Thinking about it disgusts me. And like a snake's tongue flicking out, makes me feel envy at having something precious stolen from me. It doesn't make my failures any better either. I'm the one who didn't notice it. No matter what Zouken might have done, I was the only person who failed to notice any of it. No, I didn't fail to realize it, I didn't even try to notice. The night I faced off against Zouken, he said that Sakura wasn't involved, and I believed him. What an idiot I am. Why did I believe him in what he said? As long as Sakura is one of the Matos, there's no way she isn't related. The night I lost Saber, I experienced firsthand how that fiend Zouken views human life. He gave Rider to Shinji, so I'd be just as willing to do something to Sakura. And yet, I ate up every lie he fed to me, just because it would have been convenient if they were true. I actually did notice back then. I would have arrived at the truth if I'd just be thorough about it a little. If I just thought about it a little. That's why I wasn't surprised. When I learned Sakura was a master, and that she endured an upbringing that she could never have talked about. It all felt obvious to me. I tried not to think about it because I couldn't bear to come to terms with it. If I noticed it, then I'd have to fight. If Zouken Mato is evil to other humans, then the right thing to do would be to fight the evildoer. No, the right path is already laid out for me. If Sakura becomes Zouken's puppet and makes Rider indiscriminately attack people again, then there's only one thing for me to do. That is why I've trained myself in magecraft and lived the way I do. To save people from disasters beyond their control. So I already know what to do. Red Knight was right.
先輩、もし私が悪い人になったら。
Senpai, if I become a bad person. I don't want to hurt Sakura, and I sympathize with her. But she isn't an exception, no matter how precious she is to me. If it means allowing another tragedy to happen.
はい。先輩にならいいです。
As long as it's you, Senpai. When I have to eliminate her. It's nothing to hesitate about, so why? Why am I trying so hard to keep down the vomit rising in my throat? I endure the nausea. I wonder how long I've been sitting here. I don't have time to fixate on trivial thoughts. Tosaka said she'd be back once the surgery is finished. The town smells like rain. I go back to the church and check on Sakura once more. One more time before it starts to pour. Then... Let's play, Shiro! Something crashes into me. I'm suddenly hugged from behind. Ilya. Even without turning around, I know who it is. This pale girl is the person I always meet in this park.
街を歩いてたらシローがいたからつい声かけちゃった。
Did I surprise you? I saw you walking around town, so I came to see you. Ilya laughs cheerfully. Her innocent surts. I know it's selfish, but right now, I don't want to see anyone laughing.
あ、何よシロー無視しちゃって。話しかけてるのにうつむいたままなんて女の子に失礼だよ。
Oh, why are you ignoring me, Shiro? It is rude to sulk when a girl is talking to you. I wish she'd be quiet. To be honest, I don't have time for this right now.
もうシローってば、人の話はちゃんと聞かなくちゃダメなんだからね。
Hey, Shiro, you should listen to people when we are speaking to you. Ilya, sorry, but I don't have time for this. Go play by yourself.
へえ、せっかく会えたのに、それじゃつまんない。
Huh? But that's boring. I'm all the way here to see you.
あれからシローここに来てくれなかったし、今日逃したらまた来ないに決まってるもん。
You haven't come by since when? And if I let you go today, you won't show up again? You never promised to meet here every day. Plus, it's nighttime. Aren't you masters supposed to kill each other? Aren't masters supposed to kill each other if they see each other at night? As soon as I say those unkind words, my nausea returns. I despise myself so much I want to hit myself. Ilya is just trying to make me feel better, but I'm pushing her away.
なんで？シローはもうマスターじゃないでしょ？だから今夜は見逃してあげるけど。
Why? You're not a master anymore, so I can just let you leave. You know I'm not a master anymore, Ilya?
ふふーんだ。私に知らないことなんてないんだから。シローはセイバーを失って、リンはライダーにやられかけたのよね。けど、ライダーのマスターが倒れたから、残りはあと2人だけでしょ？
I know everything. You've lost Saber and Rin lost to Ryder. But Ryder's master has collapsed. So there are only two of us left, right? Ilya recounts it all cheerfully. It almost sounds like she's laughing at Sakura's fate.
もう勝敗は見えたも同然だもの。ライダーのマスターは自滅するだろうし、アーチャーだって大したことないわ。
Victory is within sight. Ryder's master is going to self-destruct, and Archer's no big deal.
セイバーがいなくなった以上、私のバーサーカーに勝てるやつなんていなくなったの。
Now that Saber's gone, there's no one who could beat my berserker.
ね、だから遊ぼう。シローはもうマスターじゃないから、特別に私の城に招待してあげる。
So, come on, let's play. You're not a master anymore, so I'll invite you to my castle. Ilya rudely tries to hug me. The carefree smile irritates me. Shut up. I told you I don't have time. Go play by yourself. I shove Ilya away in anger. Too late to regret it. Ilya stands there in surprise. I don't have to look at her to tell how shocked she is. I threw aside her sincere goodwill. All of those kindness she has shown me just went down the drain. I bow, unable to bear the silence.
ごめんね、シロー。
Sorry, Shiro. A small hand strokes my hair. Huh? Ilya, aren't you mad?
怒らないよ。だってシロー泣きそうだよ。何があったかは知らないけど、私まで嫌っちゃったらかわいそうだもん。だから私、シローが何したって、シローの味方をしてあげるの。
I'm not mad. You look like you're about to cry, you know? I don't know what happened, but I feel sorry for you if I hated you too. So, no matter what you do, I'll be on your side. Your white fills my vision. That one sentence, those simple words, wash all the turmoil from my mind. On my side?
そうよ。好きな子のことを守るのは当たり前でしょ。
Yeah, it's only natural to protect someone you love, right?
そんなの私だって知ってるんだから。
Even I know that. She'll be on my side. Just like that, Elias has her reason for being someone's ally. I know, whether it's right or wrong. What I've protected so far, and what I want to protect. I can tell which of those is right, and which was wrong. With that in mind, keep doing the right thing. I want to be on Sakura's side. What? So, doing the right thing means killing Sakura, right? And the other one... Oh man. I want to be on Sakura's side. Let me just look at flowchart. At a Tiger Dojo ending? Dead end, or I don't know. I'm sure I regret it if I keep lying to myself, even if I keep going. Where responsibility lies, good and evil. The thought of losing Sakura weighs heavier on me than any of those concerns. It's not even about making up my mind. I just want to protect Sakura. Yeah, it's just natural to protect the girl I love. Even I know that.
でしょ？シローがそういう子だから、私もシローの味方なの。
Right? And I'll be on your side, because that's how you are. Here laughs happily. Her innocence gives me courage. I don't know if his choice is wrong or not, but I'm sure I won't regret it. Sorry, Elia, I need to go.
そうだね。そういう顔してるから許してあげる。また今度会おうね、シロー。
Yeah, I'll forgive you because you're making a face like that. See you next time, Shiro. Yeah, bye Elia, and thanks. I leave the park. Shaking off my doubts, I run to the church. I've decided on my answer. I don't know how much Sakura has supported me since my old man died. I've always thought of her as my kohai, and I tried not to see her as a member of the opposite sex. I kept lying to myself because I wanted her to stay by my side. But this isn't a situation I can lie my way through anymore. Shiro Emiya doesn't want to lose Sakura Mato. That's all. If I can't think of anything, then I can't just trust my one sure feeling. Even so, in the depths of my mind,
お前がたった一人を生かそうというのなら
If you try to protect a single person, I can't shake off Archer's prophetic words, no matter how hard I try. It begins to rain. The winter rain mercilessly pelts me as I run. An interlude? Is it Kira's perspective? Rin? Shinji? Zoken? I don't know. Something was making a dragging sound. She knew the sound well. It was the scraping of countless insects dragging bodies. The chitter of a multitude swarming over walls. She knows this place well. This dark, damp, hidden room. This underground mausoleum. This green darkness was the first room the martyrs put her in when they adopted her. A lone figure stands in the darkness. She isn't sure whether to call him a human, but he resembles a human. The figure called for her and ordered her to fight instead of Shinji Mato. She was prepared for this. At the very least, she accepted that it would come to this 2 days ago. But now, her determination was waning. She'd been losing her will to fight, ever since she learned that Shira Emiya, was a master. She was sent to the Emiya household to monitor him. But Shira Emiya didn't have the attitude to be a master, and he knew nothing of the Holy Grey War. She figured that out right away, so her assignment never really mattered to begin with. Using surveillance as an excuse, she kept living as Shira Emiya's kohai. She told herself that they wouldn't have to fight. She was optimistic that even if her identity came out someday, they would never end up fighting each other. So how did it come to this?
おじいさま、マスターは全員殺さなければいけないのですか?
Grandfather, do the masters have to kill each other? She knew how the old man would answer, but she still had to ask. And yet,
そうさな。お主がどうしてもというのなら、一人や二人は慰み者にしてもよいぞ。サーバントさえ奪えればよいのだ。残ったマスターはおもちゃにするなり人形にするなり好きにするがよい。
well, if you insist, you may show some mercy to the one or two of them, as long as you take their servants. You can turn their remaining masters into playthings or puppets, as you wish. His answer was slightly different than she anticipated.
わからぬか。マスターをすべて殺す必要はないと言ったのだ。生かしておいて危険な輩は処分する。が、残したところで支障のない輩ならば見逃してやってもよい。
You don't understand? You don't have to kill all of them. Dispose of the ones that are too dangerous to leave alive. Of course. But it's fine to overlook ones that aren't any threat to you.
可愛い孫の頼みじゃからな。我らが悲願といえど、多少の融通は聞かせよ。
This is our deepest desire, yes. I can make a few allowances for my adorable granddaughter. But slightly his words eased her caution. Sometimes the old man could be kind. In teaching her the Mato ways, he was utterly inhuman, displaying the savagery of a beast or worm. In conversation, however, he could give off the air of a pleasant older gentleman. But she knew not to be fooled. This could be a momentary whim, or some calculated manipulation. More importantly, if she agreed now, then she was bound to end up fighting him. Even if she didn't have to kill him, she still didn't want to fight him.
なんじゃ、それでも不満か。まったく困った娘よな。そのように臆病だから手に入るものも手に入らんのだ。よいか。今回の剣は良い機会だぞ。欲しいものは力ずくで手に入れればよいのだ。
Still not satisfied? What a silly girl you are. You never obtain what you desire by being so timid. This is a good opportunity, you know? You can just take what you want by force.
なあ、さくらよ。お主いつまで監視役などにとどまっておるのだ。欲しいものがあるのなら奪えばよい。お前にはその力も権利もあろうに。
Sakura, how long do you intend to play observer? Just take what you want. You have the power and the privilege to do so. She didn't answer. There wasn't anything she wanted to begin with. She simply had a longing, not even a hope that he might accept her. She's dirty and impure, not worthy of him. So, she would work to become someone good enough to sit by his side. She would be happy just to stay by him until the time comes. It would be disastrous to hope for more. Not just for herself. It would surely cause him to meet an unwelcome end as well.
おじいさま、私は戦いません。ライダーはこのまま兄さんに譲ります。
Grandfather, cannot fight. I keep letting Shinji have Rider. She said it in a trembling voice, knowing she might draw her grandfather's ire. She knew well what it meant to defy him. Her limbs quiver. She was so terrified she might cry. However, it was her grandfather's wrath she was afraid of. No, she fears the most. What she fears the most is, and she can no longer bear the pain. She might end up obeying the old man's will in the end.
では仕方あるまい。無理強いをし、大事な後継者を失うわけにはいかんからな。今回も傍観に徹するとしようかの。
No helping that, I suppose. After all, I wouldn't want to be too forceful and lose my precious heir. I'll just watch from the sidelines this time. She gasped. She doesn't know how serious he is, but her grandfather has accepted her request. Her trembling stops and warm relief floods her chest. And then her guard was down.
しかしそうなると少しばかり尺だの。今回のよりしろの中ではキャスの娘はなかなかに上級じゃ。気が味方すればもしやということもあり得るか。
It would be quite vexing though. This time, the Tosaka girl is of a rather fine quality among the potential hosts. She may just have a chance if fortune favors her. The old man remarks in a disappointed tone. My sister? Our shoe drops. Intuition tells her that her sister can definitely win this war. That's just the kind of person she is, dashing valiantly through life, getting everything she wants like it's the most natural thing in the world. She won't even spare a single glance for Sakura, and carries off everything she wants with her. Then she's sure to win. An icy feeling spreads through her body. She doesn't care. She's used to it. She's used to it. She's used to it. She got used to it a long time ago. Isan will get everything. All the pain I've put up with. The bright future I've always hated. And worst of all, the one person close to me and all are all going to disappear. The space around her feet wraps. Words make her dizzy, and she vomits. Her chest hurts. Then, in her chest, she's assailed by a nasty stabbing sensation. Was that the scene? I think it was from Zoken's perspective last time. I can look at the flow chart, maybe I find it. It was at the very beginning, I think, of the Heaven's Heel route. I think it was this one. Maybe. Just from Sakura's perspective now. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, I was a little confused because normally interludes happen in the here and now and not in the past. At least it never happened before. So, anyway, let's continue. It's begun to rain. Cold winter rain hammers the rain gutter. She slowly opens her eyes. Apparently, she was dreaming about the events of the last few days. She was sleeping on this operating table, in this room made of stone. In front of her is a black priest. She never seen before, who somehow reminds her of herself.
気がついたか。状況の説明はいるかね、的さくら。
You're awake. You require an explanation, Sakura Mato.
いいえ、自分の体です。ちゃんとわかっています。
No, I know my own body. Her answer is plain. Without looking at the priest, she stares at the wall, listening to the rhythm of the rain.
結構。では早く着替えたまえ。隣では遠坂凛とエミヤ四郎が待っている。彼らには君の状態を説明しなければならない。その後、その格好では逃げることもできないだろう。
Very well. Then get dressed, quickly. Rin Tosaka and Shiro Emiya are waiting next door. I need to explain your condition to them. I assume you'd rather not flee the building without your clothes. Huh. So he's gone. And he did not make his... Oh well. He already did the surgery before he talked to Ren and Shiro. It appears.
私を
You will,
逃がしてくれるんですか？
you will let me run away?
逃げる逃げないは君の自由だ。私は助けただけだからな。君がどうするかは私が決められることではない。
You are free to flee or stay. I simply saved your life. It is not my place to decide your next actions.
まあ、助けた手前死なれては骨折り損ではある。君には最後まで残っていてほしいとは思うが。
Oh, it would be a waste of my time and effort if you died so quickly. I would prefer you survived until the end.
それはどうしてですか？
And why is that?
その方が楽しい。君が生きることになれば、遠坂凛もエミヤ四郎も苦しむだろう。苦悩する者が増えるのは、私にとっては喜ばしい。
It's more enjoyable that way. If you live, then Rin, Tosaka, and Shiro Emiya will feel anguish. Find it pleasing when more people suffer. The priest turns his back to her. He will head to the chapel next. Not sparing a second glance for the girl hugging herself on the operating table.
さて、彼らが的をさくらを生かすか殺すか、 その選択に興味があるのならここで待っているがいい。うちはこう見えて安物心でな。なぜかここだけは礼拝堂での会話が筒抜けになる作りになっている。
Now, will they spare Sakura Macho or kill her? If you are interested in their choice, then stay here. This building is more cheaply built than it appears. Why? One can even hear conversations in the chapel from this room. Suppressing a melancholy chuckle, the priest goes off to the central garden.
先輩、私どうしたら。
Senpai, what should I... She hugs her knees. The sound of the rain drowns out her quiet weeping. I open the door. Tosaka's standing in the corner of the chapel. It looks like she's been here for a while. From the way she stands, I can feel a certain determination. This is the face of a ruthless mage who has decided to treat Sakura as an enemy if the crest realms can't be removed. Tosaka doesn't look at me, and I have nothing to say to her. For a long time, the chapel is filled with only the drumming of the rain. I'm not sure how long it goes on for. Oh no. It's not when they first were at the churches right now. I thought it was different. I'm not sure how long it goes on for.
手術は終わった。これ以上私にできることはない。
Surgery is finished. There's nothing more I can do. Kiriko Tomina appears, breaking the silence.
ちょっとキレイ。あんた、魔術刻印どうしたの？
Wait, Kire, what happened to your magic crest?
やはりわかるか。見ての通り、麻藤さくらの治療にすべて使った。
So you could tell. As you can see, I used them all to heal Sakura Mato.
使ったって、あんた。
You used them all? Tosaka gasps. I'm not sure what they are talking about. All I can tell is that something happened to Kotomina's magic crest, and that Tosaka is really surprised.
わかってるの？魔術刻印よ、魔術刻印。
Do you know what you've done? It's your magic crest, you know?
代々重ねてきたものが、なんでたった数時間でなくなるっていうのよ。
How can you just lose something that has been built up over generations?
仕方あるまい。私が父から受け継いだ刻印は、お前のように高級的なものではない。使えば使うだけ失われる消費型だ。うちはもともと魔術師の家系ではないからな。
I had no other option. The crest I inherited from my father is not a permanent like yours. It is meant to be consumed. The more I eat, the more it's used. After all, we were never a family of mages.
ま、格の落ちる霊樹と思えばいいだろう。
You can think of them as inferior command spells.
じゃあ、本当に？
So, is she really?
ああ、刻印はすべて治療に使った。何しろ11年にわたる生みの摘出だからな。残った刻印を根こそぎ持っていかれたのも、そう意外ではないだろう。
Yes, I used my entire crest to heal her. As you know, I had to extract 11 years worth of corruption. Surely, it isn't so surprising that I took the remainder of my crest to accomplish that. Tosaka and I are speechless. The priest used his entire magic crest to heal Sakura. From the look on Tosaka's face, I have been thinking of how heavy a price he paid. He's basically spent his entire life savings to save a girl we carried through the front door. Tamina, you...
なんだ。まさか迷惑だったなどと言うまいな。助けろと言ったのはお前たちだ。私はそれに答えただけだが。
What? Don't tell me I've inconvenienced you. You were the ones who asked for help. I simply answered in kind. No, it's not an inconvenience. Thank you.
礼は言うな。どの道、後になって撤回するのだ。
Do not thank me. You will retract those words later, at any rate. I'll retract them later? Is he saying?
で、さくらはあんたがそこまでしたってことは。
And how's Sakura doing? If you went that far?
一命は取り留めたがその場しのぎに過ぎん。
She has escaped death, but I've only bought her time.
大部分の刻印虫は取り除けたが、深く蝕んでいるものの摘出は不可能だ。あそこまで神経に食い込んでしまっては取り除きようがない。心臓を引き抜けば全ての刻印虫を摘出できるが、それでは的尾さくら本人も死んでしまう。
I removed most of the crest worms, but extracting the most deeply burrowed worms was impossible. There's no way to remove them once they have consumed so much of her nerves. I might be able to remove them completely if we also took out her heart, but that would kill Sakura Mato.
私にできたことは、神経と同化していない刻印虫を取り除き、痛みを和らげ、臓剣からの圧力を弱めてやることだけだった。今夜死ぬべき定めのものを気まぐれで延命させたに過ぎん。それも神経に根付いた虫が動き出せば無駄骨になるがな。
I've merely alleviated her pain and weakened Zoken's hold by removing the crestworms that have yet to fuse with her nerves. On a whim, I extended the life of someone who was fated to die tonight. It will all be in vain once the most deeply implanted worms begin to move.
それじゃあさくらは。
So, Sakura is...
何も変わっていないということだ。
Nothing has changed.
実生活には何の支障もないが、的尾臓剣の出方次第でたやすく暴走する。
She can continue her daily life, but it could easily go awry if Zoken Mato were to act.
あの老人の思惑一つで、本人の意志に反して戦いを強制させられるだろう。要は、導火線に火がついたままの爆弾ということだな。
All it would take is a single thought from the old man to force her to fight, against her will. Think of her as a bomb with its fuse already lit. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have doubts. But I'm not surprised, and my mind is certain. I was ready for this. No matter what shape Sakura is in, no matter what happens to her, I've decided to be on her side.
そう。それじゃああとは一つだけね。刻印を使い切ってくれた綺麗には悪いけど。
Okay, and there's only one thing left to do. Sorry for making you use up all your crests, Kirei. Osaka begins to walk away from the wall. I realize what she's about to do. Wait, Tosaka! And grab her by the hand, stopping her.
何？話なら後にして。
What? We can talk later. What the hell are you talking about? Are you planning to kill Sakura?
つもりも何もそれしかないでしょ。あなただってそれを覚悟してここに来たんじゃないの？エミヤ君。
It's not just a plan. It's our only option. I thought you were prepared for that to happen when you came here. Not prepared to kill her. I came back here for Sakura. If you're going to hurt her, then I have to stop you here.
じゃああんたはどうするつもり？
Then what did you plan to do with her?
いい？さくらはマスターとして戦わないと生きていけない。
Listen to me. Sakura can't live unless she fights as a master.
マスターである限り、よそから魔力を取らないとやっていけない体じゃない。
As long as she is a master, her body is going to force her to take magical energy from innocent people.
そんなの、どんなに手を尽くしても結果は見えてるって思わない？なら、ここで殺してあげた方がさくらのためよ。
Can't you see what's going to happen? No matter what we do, we have to kill her now, for her own good. Like hell we have to. How can you be so you condemn her before she's even done anything wrong?
出すわよ。さくらの問題がさくらだけならまだ希望だってあるわ。けどそうじゃないでしょ。さくらの命を握ってるのはあくまであのクソじじいで、造形がいる限りさくらは操り人形よ。
She already has. If the problem was confined to Sakura, then there might be still hope. But it isn't it? That old bastard Zoken has her life in his hands. And as long as he's around, Sakura is his puppet.
あのじじいがさくらを手放すなんてあると思うの？
Do you think he'll just let her go?
ほら、分かってるじゃない。造形は決してさくらを楽にはしない。なら、このまま苦しんで、それでも結局逃げられないって言うなら、ここで終わらせた方が犠牲が出ない。さくらも、さくらの手にかかる人たちも救われるわ。
See? You do understand. Zoken won't leave Sakura in peace. Then, she'll keep you suffering, unable to ever escape her fate. If we end it here, then nobody else will get hurt. It'll save the people that she would have killed.
私はあなたみたいに一縷の希望にすがって被害を広げることはできない。そんな決断を先延ばしにする弱さが逆にあの子を苦しめるのよ。
Can't let the collateral damage spread for the sake of some slim hope. Like you. Being too weak to make a decision, just going to make her suffer more. Tosaka's correct. She isn't saying that death would save Sakura, but she's making the right choice from the perspective of saving lives. Any other idea would just be a selfish compromise, doomed to failure. If we do nothing, 10 people will die. If 9 lives can be saved at the cost of 1, that would be reality past that I have always accepted, but always wanted to deny deep down. No, you're wrong.
エミヤ君。
I won't let there be any more victims. Doesn't that make you the weaker one for giving up on her before you have even tried?
ふざけないで。それがどんなことか分かってるかって言ってるの。さくらを助ける？それってどういうことよ。あの子を助けてあの子に殺される連中も助けるってこと？笑わせないでよね。そんなのあなた一人にできるわけないじゃない。
You kidding me? Do you even understand what you're saying? You save Sakura and all of the people she killed? Don't make me laugh. There's no way you can do that on your own. Yeah, I can't do it. I protect her. I think of a way.
そう。なら、あなたは私の敵よ。
Fine. You are my enemy.
手を離して。さもないと根元から吹っ飛ばされて外まで転がり出ることになるわよ。
Let go of me. If you don't, I blast you so hard you'll fly outside. Go ahead and try. Don't think it will go the way you think, Tosaka. Put more strength into my grip, because I'm nervous. Tosaka is... No. I want to believe she's nervous too. Despite our tit or tat, quartet. We are at a stalemate because we each have things we can't compromise on. What was that?
何？
What? Came from outside the chapel. A noise from a room next door makes us both look at each other.
ヘミヤ君、今の聞いた？
Did you hear that, Emir? It was the window breaking, and then...
走っていく足音だったな。確かに出口はこの礼拝堂と裏口だけだが、窓を割って外に出るとは何事か。
The sound of running footsteps. While one only exits the chapel are in front and back. One might exit through a broken window.
いや、そうか。この教会の窓ははめ殺しが多い。
I see. The church has many fixed fittings.
仕方なく窓ガラスを割ったのだろうが、病み上がりにしては少々乱暴だな。
She might have accidentally broken the glass. Or rough for a patient on the mend.
病み上がりって、まさかさくら？
Patient? Wait, Sakura?
それ以外誰がいる？彼女を寝かせていた部屋は、なぜかここでの会話が筒抜けでな。お前が彼女を殺すだの物騒なことを言うから逃げ出したのだろう。
Where else could it be? Somehow she heard what you are saying from the room she's resting in. Probably ran away when you started saying frightful things about killing her.
許せ。構造的欠陥というやつだ。
Forgive me. It's a structural flaw in the building.
嘘つけこのインチキ神父！それ絶対わざとでしょう！
Stop lying, your frauds are priest. You definitely let her go on purpose. Tosaka shakes off my hand and starts running. She's headed for the front door, not the back of a church. Tosaka!
話は後。今はさくらを捕まえる方が先。あの子ってば、あんな体でどこに行こうってんだか。
You talk later. We need to catch Sakura first. Where did she think she's going in that condition? Osaka rushes to the door, throws it open and runs outside. She sprints out in the rain without an umbrella. Can't afford to linger here either. I don't know where Sakura's gone, but I can't let her be alone right now.
待て。マトサクラを探しに行くのはいいが、その前に伝え忘れたことがある。
Wait. Go find Sakura Mato if you wish. There's something I forgot to tell you. What now? This isn't the time for long lectures.
まあ、そう言うな。大事な話だ。伝えておかなければ私も困る。リンは聞かずに言ってしまったからな。お前に話しておかなければならないだろう。
Calm yourself. It's an important matter that I have an interest in making sure you know. Rin left before I could say anything, so I have to tell you. It's about Sakura?
そうだ。結論から言えば、マトサクラは長くない。
Yes. To be candid, she did not have much time left.
刻印中はこうしている今も、あの娘の体を犯している。
Even now, the crestworms are continuing to invade her body.
引き抜くことは簡単だが、その衝撃にあの娘の体が耐えられない。神経の4割を生きたまま引き抜くのだ。痛みでショック死する以前に、人間として死亡する。
It is simple enough to extract them, but her body wouldn't be able to handle the trauma of removing 40% of her nerves from a living subject. She would die as a person even before the pain sent her into shock.
だが、放っておいても同じことだ。
But her fate will be the same even if nothing is done.
あれの理性は欠乏する魔力に削られていき、次期魔頭サクラという自我をなくす。そうなってしまえば、あれはただの暴走したマスターだ。
Eventually, Sakura Mato will lose her mind after having it snapped by a magical energy deficiency for so long. Once that happens, she will become an out-of-control master.
サーバントの維持のため、何人もの人間を犠牲とし、それでも最後には耐えきれずに自滅する。
She will attack more and more people to maintain her servant and eventually succumb to the damage.
つまりお前がどのような手を尽くしたところであの女は助けられん。
In other words, there's no matter what you do, there's no saving her. For a second I feel dizzy, like a strobe lamp just went off in front of me.
壊れたものは治らず、失ったものは決して戻ってこない。あの娘を助けたかったのなら、それは11年前に行うべきことだった。
What is broken cannot be fixed, and what is lost will never return. If you wanted to save her, you should have begun 11 years ago.
それでも手を差し伸べるというのか、エミヤシロ。
And you would still extend a hand to her, Shiro Emiya?
何をしようと、数日後には死ぬ女だ。そのようなものを助けることに何の意味がある。
She will die days from now, no matter what you do. What meaning is there in helping such a person? I can't breathe. These words are so painful, it takes all of my effort not to go weak on the knees. I don't know, but you helped Sakura. Doesn't that show that it means something?
さて、私が治療したのは責務からだ。助けを求めて訪れた者を無下にすることはできないからな。
Well, I treated her out of obligation. I cannot turn away those who come to me seeking help. You liar, nobody gives up their entire magic crest out of obligation. I don't know why you did it, but you wanted to help Sakura. You didn't want her to die, just like me. I glare at Kotomine. He slightly inclines his head, as if accepting my words.
そうだな。ならば急げ。凛が先に見つければ、間違いなく的を桜を手にかける。その前に、あの迷い子に屋根を与えてやるがいい。
Indeed, then hurry. If Rin finds Sakura Mato first, she will most assuredly attack her. We must shelter the lost lamb before that happens. I don't need him to tell me that. I turn my back on the priest and run out in the rain, the same way Tosaka did. My breath mists white in the air. Cold winter rain freezes the heat in that escapes my lungs, and I can even feel it bending on my cheeks. Sakura, there's nobody on the streets. I run aimlessly through the night, barely lit by the street lamps. I need to stop her. It isn't just because I feel like she'll do something she can't take back unless I find her soon. Right now, I just want her to take her hand. I just want to take her hand and feel her warmth. I run back and forth through the cloudy night. I have no idea where she was headed. Right now, Sakura has nowhere to go home to. All she can do is wander through the night. Now that she's lost both my house and the Mata home, she can't even she can't have gone far. Maybe she went somewhere to go out of the rain, somewhere out of sight. It's a wild guess, but right now, that's all I have to go on. Damn, it looks sick. With the rain, the bridge, background. We cross the bridge. Sakura isn't at the Shinto train station and nobody there has seen anyone who might be her. Even at this time of night, Shinto isn't completely free of foot traffic. There are still a few people walking around. But if nobody's seen Sakura, then she might have avoided Shinto and returned to Miyama. She would stand out in the rain, dressed in her school uniform. If she wanted to avoid being seen, then she would have gone back to Miyama. And I think as I run through the rain. Sakura, I stop. Under the bridge. On a dim, lonely brick path. I see her standing all alone. I go down through the park. Has she noticed me? Sakura just stands there, getting soaked in the rain, not looking up. Can't think of anything to say to her. All I can do is to take her home with me. Sakura! I call out to her as I approach.
ダメ。来ないでください。
No, don't come any closer. When I do, Sakura refuses, sounding more desperate than I have ever heard her. I stop. Sakura clutches her skirt tightly, not looking up at me. She's in anguish, like a sinner ashamed of herself. I can't get any closer. I can't get the sense that I shouldn't approach her until she looks at me of her own volition. Sakura,
帰ってください。
please, go home.
今近づかれると私何をするかわからない。
I don't know what will I'll do to you. If you come close to me right now. Voice quivers. Sakura is shivering, or from the cold rain and her own sense of guilt. I can't free her of that. All I can do is... Let's go home, Sakura. You still feel cold, remember? Offer her a helping hand.
先輩
Her rain-soaked hair sways. For a moment, she bites her lip.
帰れません。今さらどこに帰れって言うんですか。
I can't go home. What home do I have left to return to? Sakura says in a biting tone, tinged with self-hatred. Sakura,
いいんです先輩。私なんかに無理に構う必要はありません。
it's okay, senpai. You don't need to force yourself to take care of me to care about me.
だってもう知っているんでしょ。私が何なのか、私の体がどうなっているのか、全部聞いたんでしょ。
ん？
もうこれで。
You know already, don't you? What I am. What's wrong with my body? You've heard it all. So, let's end it all? She doesn't manage to say out loud. But the white mist of her breath declares for me to see. Don't be silly. I don't care what I've heard. The only version of you I know is the Sakura that's always been with me. I would have ended over this.
だって終わっちゃいます。
Because it's going to end anyway.
先輩、私先輩が思ってるような女の子じゃないんですよ。もらわれた先で小さい頃からよくわからないものに触られてきました。
Senpai, I'm not the girl you think I am. Ever since they've adopted me when I was little, I've been touched by so many things I don't understand. Sakura's nails dig into her skin. It's like she's trying to punish herself for being impure.
それだけじゃないです。私は魔導の魔術師で先輩にそのことをずっと隠してました。
That's not all. I've been hiding the fact that I'm a martyr mage from you.
マスターになった時も黙っていて、先輩がセイバーさんを連れてきた時も知らん顔して騙してたんです。
I hid it when I became a master, and I pretended not to know anything, even when you brought Saber home.
ほら、だってその方が都合が良くて、先輩に に怒られないじゃないですか。
See? I lied to you, cause it would be better for me if you didn't get upset. Sakura.
でも本当バカですよね。そんなのでごまかせるはずないのに、それでも騙し通せるって思ってたんですよ。
But I'm actually so stupid. I thought I could trick you into not seeing something I couldn't even hide.
自分の体におじいさまの虫が住んでいても大丈夫だ。自分を確かに持っていれば負けないって思い込んで、あっさり負けちゃいました。
I told myself it would be okay, even if I became a nest for my grandfather's worms. I was so sure I stayed true to myself and not lose. And then I gave in so easily.
あの時かけられたの、毒でもなんでもない暗示のようなものだったんですよ。私はそんなのをかけられただけで自分がわからなくなって先輩を傷つけたんです。
That stuff that was splashed on me wasn't poison. Mixed in the liquid was a whisper spell. Basically something that can hypnotize. That is all it took for me to lose sight of myself and hurt you.
遠坂先輩は正しい。私は臆病で泣き虫で卑怯者です。こうなるって分かってたのに、おじいさまに逆らうことも自分で終わらせることもできなかった。
Osaka senpai is right. I'm a scaredy cat, a crybaby, and a coward. I knew this would happen, but I couldn't even bring myself to disobey grandfather or end it on my own.
痛いのが嫌で、怖いのも嫌で、みんなより自分が大切すぎて死ぬ勇気も持てなかった。
I'm afraid of pain, afraid of being afraid. I care about myself more than anyone else. And I don't even have the courage to die. She's crying. Sakura is just sobbing. She's weeping, and she doesn't know what to do, which makes her even sadder. When I realize that, I feel regret. I've never seen Sakura cry before. How come I didn't realize it sooner? What must it mean for someone to only be able to cry when she criticizes herself? Don't cry, Sakura.
だから全部私が悪いんです。
But it's all my fault.
私はおじいさまの操り人形で、いつさっきみたいに取り乱すかわからなくて、いつかきっと取り返しのつかないことをします。そんな私がどこに帰れるって言うんです、先輩。
I'm grandfather's puppet, so I don't know when I might lash out again. I'm sure to do something I can't take back. What home could I possibly go back to, senpai? Sakura scolds herself. Nobody else blames her. So she has to do it herself. I'm a bad person, so I need to be blamed and punished. So, don't cry. Sakura told me once that she's a coward and she needs someone to pull her along by the hand. I finally know what she meant. Who I want to protect, who's precious to me, who I can't bear the thought of losing. If it means she won't cry anymore, then I take her by the hand and bring her somewhere somewhere where the sun rises. Right now, if I have to.
ごめんなさい、先輩。私、ずっと先輩を騙してたんです。
Sorry, senpai. I've been misleading you.
けどいつも思ってました。私は先輩のそばにいていい人間じゃない。だからこんなのは強化技にして明日からは知らない人のふりをしようって。
I always thought to myself, I wasn't a good enough person to be next to you. So I just make an exception for one day and pretended not to know you tomorrow.
廊下で出会ってもすれ違うだけで放課後も他人みたいに白いふりして夜もちゃんと一人で家に帰って今までのことは忘れようって。
I'd brush past you in the hall at school, pretended not to know you after school. I'd go home by myself at night, forgetting everything that happened. Yeah. She did that to me. I don't think I could take it. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it sooner.
でもできなかった。そう思うだけで体が震えてすごく怖かった。怖くて死のうって決めた時より怖くて先輩の家に行くのをやめられなかった。先輩を騙すのもそれをやめてしまうのも怖くて周りはみんな怖いことだらけで
What?
一歩も動けなくなってどうしていいかわからなかった。
But I couldn't. The thought alone scared me so bad. I trembled. It made me more afraid when I decided to die. So I couldn't stop coming over to your house. I was too afraid to stop lying to you. And everyone around me was so scary. I couldn't keep going. And I didn't know what else to do. I'm sure I would have been fine with that. Sakura thinks I would have been better if I didn't know. It would have been better. So I kept her crying all this time.
バカですよね。こんなこといつか絶対分かっちゃうのに分かっちゃった時はもう遅くて私は二度とあの家には入れない。だからそうなる前に私から離れた方がいいって毎晩思ってた。
I'm so dumb. Of course you would have figured it out eventually. But it would be too late by the time you did. I wouldn't be able to go back to that house. So every night I thought that I should get away from you before that happened.
その方が先輩のためで私もきっとこれ以上悲しくなくなるってこれ以上泣かなくていいって分かっていたのに。
I knew it. It would be better for you, and I'm sure it would make me any sadder. And I wouldn't cry anymore. But and that's why I don't want to let her cry anymore. If nobody blames Sakura, so she has to do it herself.
それでも隠していたかった。
But I wanted to hide it.
先輩との時間をこれからも守っていたかった。
I wanted to protect our time together.
私にとってはそれだけが意味のあることだったのにどうして
That was the only thing that mattered to me. So why? And I keep forgiving Sakura, even if no one else does. I embrace her chilled body. My arms I used to hug her aren't reliable at all. I can't put much strength into them, so I can't even draw her in close. I can't save Sakura. All I can do is to be by her side now and ask her to be by mine. Senpai, I... Don't cry anymore. I know you're a bad person. I hear her gasp. Her confusion, mixed with guilt and regret. To deny that feeling, I say as firmly as I can. So I'll protect you, no matter what happens. Even if you try to kill yourself, I will protect you, Sakura. I promise, I'll be a hero just for you. I put just a little force into the hug. To announce that even if this is just a touch, this oath is stronger than anything else. Is it working? Is it enough to make Sakura's cold, stiff shoulders relax? No matter what Sakura says, she's still the same Sakura I know. Her touch, her touch through the hug and the warmth of her skin are the same. We both exhale white cold into the air. The pouring rain weakens to a drizzle. And then, in the freezing night, you can't. I'm sure you end up getting hurt. Sakura speaks like it's a confession. Rain is stopping. The night is as cold as the dead of winter. And I don't stop hugging her. And then... I'm going to hurt you. But I want to stay here. Sakura makes a choice. Her cheeks wet. That's one decision down. I think we just finished something critical. I don't know if it's a romance or love. I just know that it isn't going to be rewarded. It's a certain premonition that's trapped in my chest. By the time we are home, the rain has completely stopped. I've been holding hands with Sakura since we left the park. She calmed down while we were walking, and we began to get embarrassed as we went up the hill path, but we didn't stop holding hands until we got home. Huh? The lights are on. Sakura, did you come back here earlier? I don't think that was me. Maybe it's Miss Fujimura. Yeah, that could be it. I head for the front door, taking Sakura with me. The hand was freezing cold, but now it's incredibly warm. I feel reassured by the life I feel flowing through her veins, and go inside like I would just go home from school.
おかえりなさい。失礼だとは思ったけど、勝手にお邪魔させてもらったわ。
Welcome back. Sorry to intrude, but I made myself at home. Osaka?
遠坂先輩。
Tosaka senpai.
ええ、最後にはここに戻ってくると踏んではいたけど、まさか二人で戻ってくるとはね。まあ、エミヤくんならありえるかなとも思ってはいたけど。
Yeah, I didn't decide to check here. I did decide to check here as a last resort, but I didn't think you'd come back together. Oh, there was always a chance, knowing you, Emiya. I gasped and pushed Sakura behind me, facing Tosaka squarely. Tosaka, you still...
当たり前でしょ。遠坂の魔術師として麻藤さくらは放っておけない。冬木の管理者として処罰しなければ私が教会に目をつけられる。そうなってからじゃ遅いわ。
Of course. As a Tosaka mage, I can't let Sakura Mato go. If I don't execute her as an administrator of Hiyuki, I draw the ire of the association. It'll be too late once that happens. It's your problem? Sakura still hasn't done anything wrong. If you're going to hurt her, then you have to go through me.
そうね。あなたは教会に属さないフリーの魔術師だし、ここで取り締まっておくのもいい。
I bet. You're a free mage who isn't affiliated with the association. So it would be better if I tied up that loose end too.
私はさくらを殺すわ。それを邪魔するのなら、あんたも殺す。
I'm going to kill Sakura. If you get in my way, I kill you too. My nerves stand on edge. Tosaka's fingerprints. If they so much as twitch, that will be the opening shot. I have to get Sakura outside before Tosaka finishes an incantation. After that, I just have to figure it out as we go. Right now, I concentrate on how we're going to get out of here. There's a huge disparity in our magical skills. Archer's probably around too, and I have no idea how to deal with him. Tosaka's lips move slightly, as I realize that she's about to talk instead of cast a spell.
やめてくださいね。
Stop. Please stop, Ne-san. Sakura puts herself between us.
さくら。先輩の言う通りです。私はまだ先輩しか傷つけていません。その先輩が許してくれるなら、私はまだ罰を受ける言われはないはずです。
Senpai is right. He's the only person I've hurt so far. If he's willing to forgive me, then I shouldn't be punished.
あなたね、ちゃんと自分の体を把握しているの？
Do you really understand what's happening to your body right now?
そんな体でよくもそんな。
You've got some nerves to say that.
言えます。私はまだ大丈夫です。
I mean it. I'm still alright.
それより、遠坂先輩こそ本気ですか？先輩はもうマスターじゃない。セーバーさんもいなくなって元の先輩に戻ったのに、マスターである遠坂先輩が手を挙げるって言うんですか？
What about you, Tosaka Senpai? Senpai isn't a master anymore, but you still are. He's back to how he was now that Saber's gone. And you still going to attack him?
あげるわよ。そいつが丸腰だろうとなんだろうと関係ない。私の邪魔をするのなら容赦なく排除するしかないでしょ。
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if he's unarmed. If he gets in my way, then I can't show him any mercy.
なら、それでも先輩と戦うのなら、私が遠坂先輩と戦います。ライダーのマスターとして遠坂先輩には負けません。
Then, if you're going to fight him, then I fight you too. I won't lose to you, as Rider's master. Sakura's scared, but she faces Tosaka with all her courage. Is Tosaka surprised by Sakura's grit, or does she think she's at a disadvantage?
そう。そこまで言うのならマスターとして勝ち残りなさい。あなたが助かる方法はまだ一つだけあったものね。
Fine. If you really mean that, then win this war. That's the only way to save you.
聖杯が手に入れば造形の呪縛なんて簡単に解除できる。
If you have a holy grail, you can easily free yourself from Zoken's shackles.
どうすか先輩。別に見逃してあげるわけじゃない。
I'm not just going to let you go.
聖杯を奪い合う者としての勝負ならいくらでも戦う機会はやってくる。ただここは相応の場じゃないってだけ。
We're both competing for the Holy Grail, and we're bound to end up fighting. This just isn't the right place for it. She walks by us. Without any hostility or bloodlust, Tosaka pushes past us with surprising grace. Tosaka.
せっかくの共同戦線も一日限りになったわね。あなたが桜をかばう以上もう協力体制なんて言ってられないでしょ。
Our united front lasted all for one day. Can't really call this an alliance anymore. If you're going to protect Sakura.
けど忘れないで。桜はいつ暴走するかわからない。
But don't forget, you don't know when she'll lose control again.
その時にあなたが死ぬのは勝手だけど、預かったからには犠牲者はあなた一人にとどめなさいよね。
But you can't get yourself killed if you want. You can get yourself killed if you want. But she's your responsibility now. So make sure you're the only victim. She leaves without looking back.
先輩、私。
Senpai, I... Don't look so worried, stupid. That's just Tosaka's way of being sarcastic. She teases people for fun. I give his head girl a little push and go into the hallway. We're both freezing, so we need to change and get warm.
預かったからには犠牲者はあなた一人にとどめなさいよね。
She's your responsibility now, so make sure you're the only victim. She means that I need to take Sakura down with me if she kills me. That was the minimum condition Tosaka laid down when she left. It won't happen. I tell myself that while I take Sakura to the living room. My hand feels so warm. Sakura's alive, and she's here. That's all I care about now. I can't let other doubts plague me and make Sakura more worried, but... Hold on. My hand is too warm. Sakura, is your fever back?
どうでしょう。私、暑いですか？
I'm not sure. Do I feel hot? Sakura says something strange. Like she hasn't even noticed. But really, you're still warmer than I am. It's like I feel warm and fuzzy just by touching you.
その、きっと風邪です。ずっと雨に打たれてたから、それで風邪をひいたんだと思います。
It must be a cold. I think I caught a cold because I was out in the rain for such a long time. Sakura suddenly looks away, bashfully, for some reason. Oh yeah, you were. You better get changed and warm up. I make dinner, so go take your temperature. If you have a cold, wear something warm in the living room. I make something easy to eat.
いえ、晩ご飯はいらないです。その、もう寝ますから、先輩もお休みください。
No, I don't need dinner. I'm going to sleep now. So you should rest too. She half runs away. Okay. I catch a cold if I stay like this too, so I'd better warm up in the bath. I go back to my bedroom after my bath. Once I put on my dry clothes, it finally hits me that I can sleep now. I sit down on the floor, shaking my sore shoulders as I sigh. Today sure was a long day. A lot of stuff happened, and there was a lot of trouble. I had to part ways with someone and try to salvage what was left. Right, Sakura was right as master. He let Shinji take control, but Sakura was right as master all along. Maybe Ryder is nearby right now, watching over Sakura. Yeah, I've run into her a few times already. If she's going to protect Sakura, then we should have a conversation. Her appearance makes her seem unapproachable, but I think she's actually a reasonable person. And since I don't know when Zoken will cut Sakura off, I have to rely on Ryder. According to Kotomine, Sakura's health will get worse the more she uses her servant, so we should only count on Ryder as a last resort. Okay, I have Sakura introduce us tomorrow. I bet she still holds a grudge after Saber's beat her though. My shoulders slump in disappointment. Anyway, we'll be living together now that Sakura is home. So I should at least introduce myself. Swear. I jump to my feet, ready to respond to an attack, and squint at the sliding door. Someone outside of my room. They're standing quietly in the corridor. Nobody answers. The shadow's looking my way. Crap. I don't have anything I can use as a weapon in here. If I'm fighting barehanded, I'd better try to get the drop on them first. Senpai, are you awake? Oh, it's just Sakura. I relax my tense posture. Feel free to use the bath. If you need fresh clothes, just borrow Fujine's. Okay, I already used the bath. I'm wearing Miss Fujimura's clothes too. Then what else is there to talk about? Senpai, may I come in? Sure, what's wrong? I slide open the door. Sakura comes into my room and... Something's off about her. In her new clothes. Someone gulps. I realize that it was me, and my temperature shoots up. Cover my flabbergasted mouth and look away. It's pointless. I want to stare at Sakura even though I'm looking away. I don't know why, but she's making me feel funny. Sakura stands in the doorway. I finally realize that she doesn't only look graceful, but there's something strange about her. Sakura, what's wrong? Is your fever alright? Was it a cold after all? No, I don't have a fever, but it's not because I have a cold. My fever isn't an illness. She looks down awkwardly. Sakura's been acting like this for the last few days. I thought I'd gotten used to seeing this side of Sakura I hadn't known before. to begin being conscious of her as a girl my age. But this doesn't even begin to compare. Sakura?
ダメなんです。先輩。もう私一人じゃ抑えられない。
It's no good, senpai. Can't hold it back on my own. Hold what back?
私の中の。だって先輩と一緒に帰ってる時でも先輩の手が温かいなって思っただけで。
Inside me I mean, even when we got home, the thought of how warm your hand was. Sakura sways unsteadily. I'm starting to think this is worse than just a fever.
私どうして先輩。
Senpai, why? My thoughts are sluggish. It's clear that something is wrong with Sakura. I know I should take her back to her room right away, but my feet won't move. Silence is tantalizing. Sakura drifts closer like a breeze. Her foot catches the edge of a tatami end. Did I shout? Or did she whisper? Sakura weakly collapses. I move my sluggish feet, trying to help her up. But I don't make it in time, and she awkwardly falls into me. There's definitely something wrong with her body. She's warm, but her arms and legs are cold. It's like her body has a high fever, or her limbs are losing blood. This isn't a normal sick fever at all. Maybe someone poisoned her. Look away. Sakura buries her face in my chest. There's a long silence. Sakura's crying quietly. Sakura.
先輩はどうしてこんな私をかばってくれるんですか。私はとっくに蝕まれています。
先輩。
先輩が好きでも先輩のためになれない。
Senpai, why are you protecting me? The worms have eaten so much of me. I won't be good for you.
なのにどうして遠坂先輩姉さんを敵にしてまで私を守ってくれるんですか。
So, why are you protecting me? Even making an enemy out of Tosaka, out of my sister. A reason for protecting Sakura. I don't even need to think about it. That's not it. I wanted you here. I need you, and I can't stand the thought of being away from you. So, even if Tosaka is your big sister, I won't back down.
それは家族としてですか。
You mean as a family member?
それともちゃんと一人の女の子として
Or
くれるんですか。
Or do you see me as a girl? I don't see her as just a family member anymore. I just failed to realize that over the last few days I have always wanted Sakura to be with me. I'm long past pretending otherwise. Yeah, I love you, Sakura. I say it clearly. It's stupid. Once I was told that I would lose her, I finally dropped the pointless act.
先輩
Sakura trembles. No, it might be me who trembles, trembling. Of course I'm nervous, lying down with Sakura in my arms and telling her how I feel. I hold her a little tighter. It's quiet. I thought I'd be more anxious, but as soon as I say it out loud, I feel much calmer. Sakura. Sakura's shoulders move. Her head trembles against my chest. I told Sakura that I love her, so I'd like to hear her say that she loves me too. Oh, I don't mind if I don't get to hear it. Tomorrow we can spend this peaceful morning together, just like we always have. The tenderness makes me gulp. Her voice is more meek than before. It's a hazy, feverish voice. Hey, Sakura. Sakura's on top of me and acting strange. She isn't only feverish, she looks pained, like she's trying to endure something. Hey, Sakura, get a hold of yourself. Are you feeling sick? Her body gets hotter, while her limbs get colder. I need to calm down. Can't make her feel better, but Tosaka, no. And maybe the church, no. It would be better to call Kotomine for help, to take her there. Stay still. Everything is going to be alright soon. I need to put her to sleep first. Sakura squeezes me hard. She bites her lips in anguish. I told her that I love her, but I can't even do anything for her. I wanted, Senpai. I don't have enough. She mumbles deliriously, dizzy with pain and shame. I can't hold out. Can't take it anymore. Breaths get faster. Both Sakura's ragged grasp and my own as I hear it. I'm starting to lose my composure, being this close to her. Anyway, I need to get her into a warm bed. Listen, Sakura. Wait! Sakura tries to run, however her body arches backward and she grabs my hand. Sorry, Sakura. No, it's not like that, Senpai. No, I can't. I thought Sakura didn't want me to touch her, but I was wrong. Her body is uncoordinated. She grabs my hand. She tries to get closer, trembling. Her upper body jerks away from me. Sakura. Hey, Sakura. I can't. I shouldn't. You'll hate me. But it hurts so much. And your hands are so warm. The hands that Sakura's grabbed inches closer to her and pull away. I can't so much as let go of her weakly resisting hand. Senpai, no, it's not enough. Her voice is bewitching. She brings my hand closer to her and then... Her warm lips seek it out and she bites it. Huh? I go limp in surprise. Why is she doing this? Ouch. She chomps on it. There is a slight pain in my fingertip. Sakura's teeth break my skin and my blood seeps out. Blood flows. Sakura's trembling gradually improves. I can feel her terribly cold limbs starting to regain their warmth. She gulps. I watch her throat swallow my oozing blood. Her tongue laps the wound. She makes quiet noises as she sucks my blood. It's a pleasant feeling like my finger is melting. Feel the touch of her lips and the periodic caresses of her tongue. Moreover, for each drop of blood I lose, I feel sweet pleasure. I felt this pain somewhere else before, but right now I can't remember when or where. All I recall is how unsettling good it felt. She's only sucking on my finger, and yet the pleasure seeps from my wrist to my elbow. It's like the arteries leading from my heart to my finger put into relief. Blood soft with magical energy ripples into Sakura's mouth. I try to look at the facts objectively. Sakura's drinking my blood, enduring her shame. It's calming her body down. Then what's the problem with it? How much blood did I lose? This feeling of lethargy must mean... Lethargy must mean that I've given at least as much blood as a blood donation. Sakura licks my fingers one last time, and then her lips quietly release my finger. We look at each other, both saying nothing. She looks in better shape now, but her uncertainty is still there. Sakura. I finally say her name. I push down the mysterious pleasure I felt from my finger, and the worry I felt about what was happening. Suddenly she lets go of my hand and scrambles away. Sakura, you don't have to say anything. I'm sorry. Her voice is terribly faint. I look at Sakura's face and see that she has her hands on her lap and eyes downcast like she's cowering from me. You must know, Senpai. I was raised as a mage in a Mato household. Because I'm from a different bloodline. Grandfather did things to my body to turn me into a Mato mage. That's how I have this grotesque body. It just always craves magical energy. My black rage and Zoken Mato bubbles back up. But more than that, Sakura's pitiful emotional words move me. When I want power as a mage, the worms in my body start to twinge. Once that happens, there's nothing I can do to stop the hunger. The worms eat up all my magical energy, and it isn't enough, so they make me want more. That is why I drank my blood, right? She nods slightly. Sometimes silence is the most damning agreement. Magical energy dissolves easily in the mage's blood. That is why I wanted to drink your blood. It restores my magical energy and relieves my symptoms. Oh. Magical energy consumption must be intense now that Ryder has returned to her as master. To her master. She managed to live a normal life without any problems before now. So it hammers home how heavy the burden is.
どうかしてますよね。先輩が顔を背けたくなるのも当たり前ですよね。
It's awful, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted to turn your back on me.
先輩と一緒に帰った時からうつぎ出して、先輩のことしか考えられなくなって、先輩が私を助けてくれるのに、私は先輩から無理やり奪って。
I've been aching ever since I came home with you. I can't think of anything else. You've helped me so much. What I'll do is take from you.
先輩、私、おかしいですよね。
Senpai, crazy, aren't I? A husky, strained voice cuts me deep.
先輩が抱きしめて心配してくれる時だって、私は先輩の血を飲みたがってた。
Even when you were so worried and hugging me, I wanted your blood.
先輩は私のことを一人の女の子として好きだって言ってくれたのに、私は先輩の血を吸うことしか考えられなかった。
When you told me that you loved me as a girl, all I could think of was sucking your blood.
私たちがあげるうめき声しか聞けなかった。楽になりたい。早く楽になりたい。だから先輩が血が欲しいって。だから本当は先輩を好きじゃなくて、先輩の血が飲めるから好きになればいいんじゃないかって。
All I could hear was worms moaning. I wanted comfort soon. So I needed your blood. And I don't really love you, but as long as I get to drink your blood, maybe it's alright if I love you. So
ごめんなさい。こんな血を吸って楽になることしか考えない私は、先輩に好きになってもらう資格なんかない。
I'm sorry. How can a dirty person like me, who only feels good when she drinks your blood, try to be loved by you? Well, it's obvious. Actually, I don't know why she's asking this. Even asking. You aren't dirty at all, Sakura. You're beautiful. I hug her again and whisper into her ear. Is Sakura trembling and crying? Am I sad because I can't cry for her sake? You idiot. I'm not going to hate you over a few drops of blood. I said that I love you. I've been lying to myself and trying not to notice it all this time. But you're really pretty. So, don't be so hard on yourself. It isn't your fault that your body is this way. I stroke her shoulders. Sakura leans on my shoulders, sobbing quietly. Besides, I was happy when you drank my blood.
そんな先輩。
Senpai, that's... Isn't it weird? I'm happy that I can help you feel better, even if I can't cure you. So don't worry about it. I'd be in a real dilemma if you hated me for one thing I can do to help you. I give her a light reassuring clap on the shoulder. If you're okay with my blood, then feel free to drink it anytime. I'm glad that it makes you feel better. imply that I'm glad that I fell in love with her. It's a small, simple fact I can be proud of.
ごめんなさい先輩。私
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Senpai. Sakura keeps apologizing. Each time I stroke her shoulders to let her know there's nothing to apologize for. She trembles uncomfortably like a young child.
私先輩のことが好きです。好きだからこんな自分じゃダメなんだって。
I love you, Senpai. That is why I don't like who I am.
でも先輩が私のことを好きでいてくれるなら
But if you still love me, despite that, I have a favor to ask. Sure.
私がまた苦しくなった時に先輩に助けてもらっていいですか？
Will you help me the next time I'm in pain?
先輩の血を飲んでも私のことを嫌いになったりしませんか？
You won't hate me even if I drink your blood? I stroke her hair and tell her yes. Sakura stops trembling and then she smiles, with tears still in her eyes.
私先輩を好きになってよかった。
I'm glad I fell in love with you. I feel a touch on my cheek, light yet full of affection. When I touch the spot where her lips gently kissed me, I blush bright red, like I just remembered how. We've touched each other countless times, but I suddenly feel embarrassed. Well,
先輩
we separate, kneeling properly across from each other. Everything that happened in this is flooding my mind, and I can't move very well. Sakura seems to feel the same way, and we both look around uncomfortably for a moment.
今日は本当にお世話になりました。
Thank you for all your help today.
私部屋に戻ります。おやすみなさい。
I'm going back to my room, so good night. Sakura stands up hastily. I don't have any reason to stop her, and I'm not too shy. I'm too shy to. Night, Sakura.
はい。おやすみなさい、先輩。
Yes. Sleep well, Senpai. She slides the paper door shut and leaves. Once I'm alone, I touch my cheek again. It was an unavoidable ordeal for Sakura, but when I think back on it, I feel warm and fuzzy. Time to sleep. I'd like to reminisce a little longer, but tomorrow will probably be a busy day. I need to consider how to deal with Tosaka. I need to speak to Ryder too. Besides, Holy Grail War still isn't over, and I need to defeat that mastermind, Zoken, and save. See, I am really sleepy. Mind and body are tired, so I should get a good night's rest and get my head in the game tomorrow. I'm dreaming. I should be asleep by myself, but someone's snuggling up to me. I'm physically and mentally exhausted. I shouldn't be able to get up, and Sakura's back in her room. So if I'm sleeping with Sakura, I'll only be in a dream. Even in my dreams, Sakura is sucking my blood. That's how titillating that experience was. I told her that I love her. She kept calling my name, wanting me, and I want to reciprocate those feelings. Sakura is sucking my blood. Even in my dreams, she's sucking my blood. I'm literally in a dreamlike state. It wasn't enough. It would feel even better if she kept going until one of us broke. Creation is a gentle delight, while decay is a fierce pleasure. It's cathartic for both sides. What am I thinking? No matter what. As a human eye. Vision warps. Sakura isn't here. For Sakura drink my blood, but at some point it became something I don't quite understand. It's hot. Ground under me is melting. I sink in a bog that's hot enough to scorch me. I drown in it, knowing that this is Sakura's body heat. I'm having a terrible nightmare. A sinister vision of a sea of hot coal tar. Well, that was the day. I had to make that in 2 parts because this was a pretty long one and a very eventful one, especially in the last part, this episode I mean. We'll see the next title of the next episode. Oh, the next chapter, not the episode. Darkwood Sleeping Beauty. Okay. So, as I said, all this happened, and a lot more is going to happen in the next few episodes. So, oh man, I really had fun while doing the voices for the characters. God damn, sometimes it's so awkward to do that. But, well, I think it's fun. So I hope you liked it, and I hope I will see you in the next episode. It's been me, Shokimo, and, well, until the next time, bye bye.